This is something that happened to all of us at one time or other. In the dining hall, a person was standing there with a glass of water. Then other two friends, they were discussing, talking and laughing. The one came and fell on the other fellow. So the water completely spilled out. And it's an expensive carpet. So one person there immediately goes there and says, "How can you do that? Why did you spill this water?" Of course, it happens everywhere to all people. A person said, "What can I do?" And this fellow comes and falls on me. He only pushed me. So pushing is a very bad activity, because he pushed me. He is rude, he pushed me. He need not have pushed you. He could have also come as a friendly tickling you. "Hey, what are you doing?" That also would have spilled it. So don't say only he because made me angry it fell. He could have made me laugh also and it could have been also spilled. But the point is, when somebody asks, "Why did you spill the water?" we always say either somebody pushed me or tickled me. Always is blaming on the others. But we completely forget why somebody spills the water. Because the glass had the water in it. If in the glass there is milk, milk would have fallen. If it is coffee, coffee would have fallen. If it is juice, juice would have fallen. I am repeating 100 times not because you are mentally retarded, but there are certain ideas which are stuck in our head, the way we approach things in life. Because I don't want to take the responsibility of, I am doing it, I didn't do it, I am innocent. That fellow only pushed me. But somebody tickled you also, so you are angry that somebody pushed you. Will you get angry if somebody tickles you or pats you? No, but then why did you spill? It got spilled because the water spilled because in the bottle there is water. If there is a juice, it would have been juice. It would have been coffee, it would have been coffee. If it is milk, it would have been milk. Exactly in the same way, friends, when you are not holding anything in your hand and something bounces over you, what do? You spill something else. What? Can you not see? The anger spills. Why are you angry? He fell on me. No, not because he fell on you or she fell on you or he pushed or she pushed you, but because anger is in you, anger spilled out. Jealousy in you, jealousy spilled out. Are you getting that point, please? Whatever is in the bottle, whatever is in the glass, that spills out. Who does, it doesn't matter. Because the same person can, suppose he told you something rude to you, if you not have bothered, it doesn't matter anyway. Or suppose somebody tells something nice to you, absolutely excited. Suppose somebody says something nice to you, you are so excited, what do you say? I know, you are the only one who understands me. The rest of the people, nobody understands me at all. Suddenly, you are very judgmental. Understand? What spills from you depends upon what is inside you. Anger is inside you. Jealousy is inside you. Somebody purchases a car. You don't like it. He purchases a car and I can be quite easy, sure. The jealousy comes out. The hatred comes out. Because ahankara comes out. Because what is spilled inside, in case of the mind, listen carefully, in case of the physically somebody pushing you, if from the bottle or from the glasses, the milk spills out, it is because milk is there, helplessly spilled out. Helplessly spilled out. But in case when somebody comes over, let us say, pushes your body or tells you something, what will spill out of it, listen carefully, what will spill out of it is what is inside you. And what is inside you? Everything is inside you. Anger is inside, hatred is inside, jealousy is inside, love inside, kindness also is inside, friendliness also is inside. All emotions are inside you. What is spilling out? What the ahankar decides. Suppose somebody tells you something wrong about you, your ahankar shall say, you are a rascal. What do you think you know? You are angry, jealous, fight, right? Suppose somebody says something very critical, very bad, very scandalous about somebody whom you hate. What shall the ahankar say? You are the only one who knows people, you know. Why? Because it suits me. You understand the point, please? How it is? What is coming out of you? So whenever you are asked, why are you angry? You give million reasons. He took away my property, he took away my car, he told me nonsense about this, he did me. Everybody is responsible, all the circumstances are responsible. Why are you eating so much of sweet? What can I do? So many people are bringing sweet. So many people are baking sweet that you are eating. Or you like it. Seeing friends, it is very, very important. Because we are busy blaming everything in this world, blaming everybody in this world, blaming God also in this world. The other day one person asked a question, why is it that God is not preventing us from getting this knowledge? Why is not God giving us the knowledge? Either of the way, the God is preventing us from getting this knowledge, or why is He not giving this knowledge? Why are you blaming somebody from whose standpoint there is nothing other than himself? God doesn't think that you are also existing. He thought he alone is, she alone is, or it alone is, the truth alone is, the nameless alone is, the formless alone is, Satchidananda Brahma, Sanatana alone is, Nitya Sarvata Sthanu, Achaloyam Sanatana, Purusha Evedagam Sarvam, Yad Bhutam Yaccha Bhavyam, Purusha Evedagam Sarvam, that is full and complete, there is nothing other than it. So he didn't know that you are also existing. You assert yourself, then blame him. Are you getting that point? Just like Meera was so intoxicated with the idea of Krishna. Sarvam Krishnamayam. Everywhere Krishna, 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 Krishna. So one day, Meera was going to, she had been to Vrindavan. The story goes, authentic, not authentic, don't ask me only thing is people very busy asking, is it authentic? Have you found out, are you authentic? Are you authentic? You are a lie, you are a liar. Because you are taking every role to be yourself. How can you be authentic when you are using a mask all the time? How can you be authentic when you are covering yourself with some dress or other? Covering yourself with some role or the other? How can you say you are authentic? Anyway, so the Meera goes there. He wants to meet a great sadhu who was in Mathura, Vrindavan. When he goes there, she goes there, the disciples come her forward and he tells the disciples, please, I want to meet the master. And they say, goes inside and comes back and says, our master doesn't see females, ladies, women. Then Meera heard it and then said, "Oh, I did not know that in Mathura and Vrindavan, there is the language of devotion. There is another man other than Krishna. He is the only Purusha. Everything is three. Prakriti, are you getting that? Chetana, consciousness is only Purusha. Why Purusha? Not because he is a man. Purnatvat Purusha. Purusha does not mean man. Deva does not mean man. You say Deva masculine, but you say Devi feminine. Deva, Devi has got same root. Dyotanatmakam Devam, Dyotanatmika Devi. Same light of light, consciousness, neither a masculine, nor feminine, nor neuter. How fantastic! The same thing in and through everything. Just like the space has no direction. East, west, north, south, up, down, front, back. Dasadigapala, 10 directions they call about. But what about space itself? Space itself has no direction. It is existing in all directions. Itself is not a direction. Not in a direction. It is everywhere. From the Ishvara standpoint, where are you existing for him either to liberate you or to condemn you? Totality. Understand. When you say the God is a person sitting down inside a cave or a cloud or some type of under the sea or somewhere, you are making a placement for God, right? Just like you make a placement for people for a job, you have made a placement for God. He is inside this, he is outside this, he is inside. What are you talking? That is something which is in and through everything. Antar bahicha tat sarvam vyapya narayana stitaha. Antascha vyapya bahishcha vyapya yat stitaha tat narayana. Just understand this beauty. Don't say Narayana is in and through everything. Narayana is not. Don't put the cart before the horse. First know what is that Narayana. That is antascha vyapya bahishcha vyapya. Pervading within and without. That which is existing, all inclusive. You want to name it Narayana. The name is created. Name never existed. Names are created. That is why you can create new name. You can create new language, but you cannot create new truth. New books can be created. Why? Same words put there and there. Suppose you take away, please think of it. Suppose you take away aham, asmi, bhami, I am existing, atma, chetana. Remove these words. Brahman, conscious, chetana, atma, then jagra, swapna, susupti, waking dream, deep sleep. All these words you take away. Sanatana, Nitya, Sarvagata, Sthanu, in any language. Suppose you take it away, you mean to say that which is revealed by these words will disappear? You take away the word amba, mango, manga, the fruit will disappear? The existence of anything is independent of a name. Are you getting that point? Do you understand it? If you understand it, you are shaking your head or shaking your tail, whatever you are shaking, shake, no problem. Then why is it difficult for you to understand, to say that the I doesn't exist? The meaning of the word I is always there, even if the word is not there. It's so difficult to understand the meaning of the word I. It's as simple as that. So don't blame anybody. Devotees will blame God. Fanatics will believe. Devotees will blame God. Fanatics will blame whom? My viewpoint is right. Others' viewpoints are wrong. You must be a blind fellow. You say viewpoint. You said my viewpoint is right. Other person's viewpoints are wrong. So if the viewpoint is wrong, your viewpoint also is one of the viewpoints. So don't talk nonsense. You can never afford to be a fanatic. Because especially in the Upanishadic language, everything is true. Is the God a female? Yes. Mother. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Sarva Rupena Sastita. One who is existing and through everything. Oh, he is a male. Sarvam Shivamayam. Shivoham Shivoham. Oh, he is also a bull? Yes. Tree? Yes. Stone? Yes. Water? Yes. Akasha? Yes. In what form I should worship? Whichever form you like. I don't want to worship. Forget it. He is not going to be crazy. You understand the point, how fantastic it is. Because names are not needed for the truth to exist. I mean, do you really appreciate it? If you really appreciate it, why is it that your name is so important to you? Why? Why? You can't forget the I. You are there. The word I was not there. The sense of I was not there. In any child, have you seen any child born with a sense of ego? Ahankar, I thought. Aham. Ahankara, nothing. All of us are born nameless. Then you pick up the names. Whatever you have picked up has become more important. Remember, friends, what shall you say? Silence comes first or the sounds? In the beginning there are words. What? In the beginning there are descriptions, names. How can it be? Because names begin, sounds begin. Are you getting that point? Sounds begin, sounds end. We speak, we produce the sound. We don't speak, sound is inherent, potential. Sound is created, sound withdrawn, finished, is not there. Silence is not our creation. Silence, the name also, it produces a sound. What it stands for doesn't need a name. Itself is the best definition. Self-revealing. It doesn't need a name, doesn't need a word. So why is it so difficult? You are fighting over, why should God have a name? Ask, why is it difficult for you to understand why should you have a name? Please think over it, friends. Please think over it. Should we all have names to exist? We should have name to describe something. But the names don't create that something. Thoughts are dependent upon the names and the forms. Thoughts are dependent upon the names and the forms. Please have a thought without a name, no words, without a form. If names withdrawn, forms withdrawn, whatever is nameless, formless. Understand that point. If you are there, you are with yourself, what shall spill out of you? What shall come out of you? Jadavat lokam acharet. What verses, what words in the Upanishadic wisdom? Om is O. You will be, astounded, stunned, dumbfounded. No words can explain. Jadavat, like a jada, inert, dumb. What can you say? That no words are needed, don't you think makes it so helpful? Why? Competition comes when words come. There is a eloquence competition. Have you seen silence competition? Silence competition. Who shall be the winner? Everybody. Eloquence competition? Somebody wins, somebody is defeated. Understand that, friends, please. That is why one who appreciates the nameless, formless, also appreciate all names, all forms. Formlessness, namelessness is not a fanatic adherence. Because one who appreciates nameless, formless, shall also appreciate all names, all forms. Why? The nameless, the formless shall be naturally inherent in all names, all forms. Understand? The space is formless, and the space is effortlessly, naturally inherent in every form. You can remove a form from the formless space, but you cannot remove the formless space from any. Are you getting that? You cannot take away the formless from the forms, but you can take away the forms in the formless. You can take away the sounds, but you cannot take away the silence from the sound. That is inherent. If you understand this much, the I is a name. Why are you so desperately clinging to a name? Swamiji, I am desperately clinging to this name because I don't know myself. Listen carefully. You will be fantastic. You will understand. I don't know myself. You really don't know yourself? Yes, Swamiji, I don't know myself. I am being absolutely honest, simple, open. I don't know myself. Okay, son, daughter, friend, whoever you are. How do you know that you don't know yourself? How do you know? Just think a little. How do you know that you don't know yourself? I know. So when you say, I know, what is that force, or what is that principle, or what is that something because of which you say, I know? Do you hear what I say? Yes. How do you hear? My ears. So ears are hearing. Yes. That is why you are hearing. Yes. Why? Because if ears are deaf, I shall say, can't listen. I can see your lip movement, but I can't listen. So ears hearing, you say, I hear. Yes. Eyes seeing, you say I see. Yes, if eyes go blind, I can't see. Ears, tongue tasting, you say you taste. Tongue cannot taste, you say I can't taste. Nose smelling, and if nose cannot smell, you say I can't smell. So with nose smelling, you say I smell. With the hands touching, you say I touch. Suppose it cannot, something happens to your skin, leprous, psoriasis, something somewhere goes crazy, you can't smell. So you can't see that. You can't touch it. So you hear because ears hear. Go see that step by step. You hear because ears hear. Yes. You see because eyes see. Yes. You taste because tongue tastes. Yes. You smell because nose smell. Yes. You touch because skin touches. Yes. Okay, I'll add a little more. You walk because legs walk. If legs are paralyzed, you can't walk. So you walk because legs walk. You lift because hands lift. Yes, suppose hands are paralyzed, you can't. You speak because your tongue speaks. Suppose the tongue is cut, your capacity to speak goes away. You excrete because anus, the eliminating organ functions, yes. You procreate because upastha, the sense or the genitals, that function. You can't, the sense organs of action don't function. So everything about you is a borrowed idea. You see because I see. You hear because ears hear. You are a president because there is the role of a president. You are rich because riches are there. You are poor because poverty is your condition. Are you getting that? Everything about you is borrowed from somebody or other. Right or wrong? You are a son because there is a father or there is a mother. You are a father because there is a son. So for you to have any role, it is dependent on something or other. Anything and everything. Right or wrong? Yes, that is right. Eyes see, therefore I say I see. Ears hear, therefore I say I hear. Tongue taste, therefore I taste. All right. Do you understand that, sir? Yes. Then tell me, when you say I know, who knows? For you to say I know. Walking is the job of the legs. Lifting is the job of the hand. Digesting is the job of the stomach. Speaking is the job of the tongue. Seeing is the job of the eyes. Listening is the job of the ears. Tasting is the job of the tongue. Smelling is the job of the nose. Whose job is knowing? Now what are you doing? You are thinking, what is that something knows? Don't you know that question is arising inside you? A knowing principle. It's not an organ. It's not a sense organ. It's not an organ of action. Can you say you don't know yourself? If you ask how to be silent, stop questioning. How to be silent? You are creating the noise. So easy. A person continuously jumping, he says, how should I be steady? How should I be steady? Huh? Continuously talking, you say, how should I be quiet? Continuously restless, how should I be restful? To be restful, what should you do? To be physically restful, what you should do? The body doesn't need to do anything. To be mentally restful, thought-wise restful, what should you do? You can't even say, I don't want to think. You don't never think, thoughts only come. So don't identify with the thoughts coming. How do I identify? Because I know the thought. How do you know? Knowing is something, friends, which is continuous in our life. The moment the child is born, the child is conscious. Don't reduce it, don't push it to the language, push it to the realm of philosophy. Children are only, they are born conscious. Don't give that stupid philosophical air and holy air and no. Simple. There is nothing complicated about space. Don't say, Akash is everywhere. Oh, because you say like that, Akash is everywhere, that's why he is everywhere. Stop the theatricals. Be absolutely simple. The knowing principle always existing. Knowing is continuous. Listen carefully, friends. Knowing is continuous. Seeing, you have to come to the level of the eyes. Listening, you have to come to the level of your ears. Touching, you must come to the level of your skin. Tasting, come to the level of your tongue. Smelling, come to the level of your nose. Walking, come to the level of your leg. Speaking, come to the level of your speech. To be consider yourself rich, go to the level of your material possessions. Or poverty, go to the level of material possessions. Listen. To think, go to the level of thoughts. Move away from the gross. For a thought to come, sense organs are not needed. For a thought to be created, sense organs are needed. For thinking, a thought is needed. For thoughts to come, thought is needed. To use the thinking, to use the thoughts, listen carefully, to use the thought, what we call as thinking. Thought is not thinking. To use the thought, I thought must be there. To use, not to use, misuse, abuse, I thought must be there. But for this I thought, to use, not to use, abuse, or use it as it likes, it must be conscious of those thoughts. For this I to be conscious, for the I to say conscious, the knowing principle must be there. To see if you need your eyes, to think if you need thoughts, or the I thought, to walk if you need your leg, to speak if you need your tongue, to lift if you need your hands, to be conscious, what do you need? That is where Sita. Once you see for yourself, once you see for all times to come. Shankara gives a beautiful example in Vivek Chudamani. You are walking on the floor, there is a little hole, there is water. Because the water has been there for a long time, the green moss has come over and it completely looks green. Walking, suddenly you discover, you thought it's a grassy lawn, so you put your leg in that. What happens? It goes in and the moss goes away. You remove your leg, what happens? The moss again covers it. Do you forget that the water is inside? The knowing principle in unto every thought. You see it. Can you forget it just because the thoughts come back again? As though covering it, never covers it. When Shankara in the, what is that verse? Hastamalakya, he asked the child. It's amazing things. We have taken the verses. Vasya Kastvam, who are you? The person, the child was never speaking in life, mute. Suddenly when parents came bringing the child to Shankara and the Acharya says, Kastvam, who are you? And the child asked the answers in pure Sanskrit in fantastic language. Of course Shankara has written that. What he say? What does this child answer? Ghanachanna markam, ghanachanna drishtihi, yatha nishprabham manyate chati mudha, tatha baddhavat bhatiyo mudha drishtihi. Nityoparabdha Swarupoham Atma. Who are you? How beautiful is it? Nitya Upalabdha Swarupa Aham Atma. I am Chetana, consciousness, Aham Atma. Swarupa, that's my nature. Nitya Upalabdha, eternally available, ever existing, cannot be. Nitya Sarvagata Sthanu Achalayam Sanatana, cannot be dismissed. Cannot be kept away, cannot be forgotten. Like, gives an example, Ghanachanna Drishti, Ghanachanna Arkam. Arka, the sun is shining in the sky, but Ghanachanna, clouded by covered by the cloud. Ghana means cloud, Ghana Achanna. The Ghanachanna is clouded by covered by the clouds, the sun is not visible. Since the cloud prevents your eyes to go beyond it, Ghanachanna Drishti, your eyes also cannot see the sun. And the sun is covered by the cloud, your eyes are also covered by the cloud. Nishprabham manyate ati mudha. Mudha means deluded. Mohagrasta, the person thinks he can't see it any again. Nishprabha, there is no sun. Sun is now lost its brilliance. Eyes can't see anything anymore. Nishprabhamanyate. Who? Ati Mudha. Totally, Ati Mudha in our Swamiji's language, filtered idiot. There are many, many idiots. You filter them. Still left out. Some in a small little idiots, they will go through that small hole. Okay, goes away. The filtered idiots. These guys who will never understand anything. Never understand anything. You remember the story of tiger and the donkey? Shall I repeat it again? It doesn't matter what is there. This is another independent class. The tiger was going in the forest. The donkey was coming there. Then the donkey says to the tiger, tells the donkey, don't you think this grass is... No. The donkey says to the tiger, how can tiger, why should he talk to the donkey? Huh? So the donkey shows off his wisdom to the tiger and says, don't you see that this grass is blue? The tiger says, are you crazy? The grass is green. Yeah, are you crazy? The grass is blue. Then both had an argument. Then they went, okay, let's go to the king. They went to, what is that boy? Lion. The lion asked, what is the problem? Then donkey says, Maharaj, is it not the grass blue? Yes. This tiger is going on telling green, green, green and is going on bothering me. disturbing me. Please relieve me from this insolence of this stupid tiger. He said, yes, the tiger is wrong, and therefore he shall be kept in the jail for 5 days. The donkey smiled and ran away. Then the tiger asked, Maharaj, how do you say the grass is blue? He said, no, grass is green. What? Just now you told grass is blue. Yes, but grass is green. Then why did you punish me? He said, not because the grass is blue or green. An intelligent creature like you, a powerful, courageous creature like you, has to indulge in argument with this idiotic donkey to say whether he is telling blue, instead of leaving him alone for his nonsense, for you to argue with him and wasting my time also. That is why you are thrown into the prison for 5 days. Why? Understand? Wasting time talking to people who have already concluded even before the confusion begins. Even before the problem begins, they are already concluded what it is. Even before investigation, they have concluded. With a conclusion, if you start investigation, what type of investigation is that? What type of investigation is that? If you have already concluded, I am a donkey, I am mortal, that is the idea has been pushed into everybody's head, man, he is mortal, samsara dukkham, there is no hope of sukham now, only after the death he is somewhere, you have to sit down in front of some idiot or some stupid light or darkness, and then only, if these are the type of ideas have gone into your skull or the brain or whatever nonsense, how are you going to think? Your mind is already occupied. There is no openness. How do you think? Such a person who refuses to understand, because I am Mr. Anger, I am Mr. Jealousy, I am Mr. Hatred, I am whatever I say, that is alone thing is right. With that idiot, one who argues is a greater idiot. Long before, friends, any of these identities were given to us, we are already there. How do you know? Nobody has told us. Because the knowing principle is the absolute principle. Are you getting that? Our seeing will begin when your eyes open. A puppy cannot see from the childhood, but does he not know that mummy is around? Simple example you see. Even if you go a little poetic, even the trees know. That touch me not, you touch it, it goes away. The sensitive trees, if you love the trees, they are different. You don't love, they are different. Even the cats. If they see somebody who loves them, animals, they go to come towards you. You hate them, they run away from you. They know. Anyway, forget it. Being conscious, being aware is the root. Suppose you say, but I don't know myself. What? How do you know? I don't know. What do you know? I don't know myself. What? You are telling you know, no? You are a knower. I am a knower. I know the roles, but I don't know who fills up the roles. Really? Who you think will be filling up the roles? You are a knower, no? You are a knower, and the knower is in every form of knowledge. I wrote it down. When this thought came, I wrote it down. I brought it for you. Wow, it is so. Knowledge is not what is known. I wrote it down. Wow. Knowledge is not, knowledge K capital. knowledge is not what is known. We consider what is known is knowledge. History, knowledge. Geography, knowledge. Mathematics, knowledge. Whatever is known. Physics, history, geography, mathematics, social study, cosmology. Are you getting it? Scriptures, words, languages. Whatever is known is knowledge. Knowledge is not what is known. It can also be like relative knowledge. But knowledge is not what is known, but that by which you know, that by which you know, that by which you see is not knowledge. Eyes are not knowledge. That by which you hear is not knowledge. That by which you taste is not knowledge. Are you getting that point? That which you smell is not knowledge. That by which you know is the absolute knowledge. That by which you see, your eyes don't know. That which you see is not knowledge. That by which you see, eyes by themselves is not knowledge. But that by which you know, that is the absolute knowledge, in whose presence relative knowledge are there. You see, thoughts are there. You hear, sounds are there. So that by which, beautifully it comes up, I tell you, sir. So knowledge is not what is known, but that by which you know, or, it's a huge thing now, or that by knowing which everything is known. It is out of the world. Knowledge is not what is known, seen, heard, tasted, touched, smelled. Seeing, tasting, touching, smelling are sense organs level. Knowing is not sense organ level. Or else blind man cannot know, deaf person cannot know, mute person cannot know. Knowing is not a sense organ activity. So knowledge is not what is known, but that by which you know. You know your thoughts, you know your sensations, you know your perceptions, you know the perceived creation. And knowing which, everything is as well known. Because that Chetana, the consciousness, as means truth of me, and in and through all my roles, the same consciousness in and through everything, all bodies, not only human bodies, all bodies, entire creation. That is why in the Upanishad, the student goes the teacher, Kasmin bhagavo vijnate sarvamidam vijnatam bhavati syat. Please give me that knowledge by knowing which everything is as well known. This is absolute knowledge. Connecting to our series. Immortality, everybody looks for. Living and living forever. Happiness, to be happy and happy forever. Everybody looks for. And then to know and know everything. Knowing which everything is as well known. No secular knowledge will give you this. These are informations which are continuously changing, friends. Informations are continuously changing. Other day I was watching this football match. You know that in World Cup you have seen, the stadiums are there, but same place World Cup football match is there. Beginning from the, what is that Brazilian legend Pelé, now he is gone. So many have gone, so many. I don't want to name one fellow and I'm thinking as though they are all immortals. Generations after everybody will be forgotten. In your generation, certain people are good player, certain people are bad player. It all depends on you. In India, what happened? Dhyan Chand, the person who scored the gold medal in gold in 1939 or 30, yes, 39 or 34 something, whatever time in the which is 36, whatever year, that is the Second World War time. It was supposed to be German Hitler coming there, and he right in the presence of so many people where he thought, because that was the Aryan supremacy, that type of that atmosphere had cleared. So they were all thinking Germans will win, but he won. One gold for India, but that man is not known by the name in these generations of Indians. I was not born that time either. So when they are talking to giving Bharata Ratna, who should be given? Pre-independent, independent. India is always independent. Sometimes occupied, now not occupied. Some guys government occupied for some time. So they played, they got it. They should get it. No. So today's game is what? Volleyball, football, cricket, the Gildanda, right? Hockey, that was he who won in that particular game. Whatever the game is there. Popular at it, you have given the highest award. Somebody. It doesn't matter, sir. The same stadiums are there. How many legends have played and gone? Listen. Yesterday we were watching that, I was watching that little tennis, that Serbian star. These are all the great three fellows, Rafael Nadal and all that, Ferrero and all that, this is Djokovic. So he's not playing. Slowly they become history. They have gone. Yesterday he was one fellow, he was playing very, very nicely and won it, and now in the semi-finals. Sunday will be final, it will come. Anyway, listen carefully what I am talking about. Talking about is same field, players have gone. Legends in game, frustrated in their personal life. Not making an example out of it. Diego Maradona, super player. But how he passed? Drug overdose. Nothing meant, friends. Life, what I am telling is, you occupied president's position, you occupied prime minister's position, you occupied CEO, you occupied every position. Time comes, position is left behind. Long live the king is dead. It becomes a history. Remember, friends, what never becomes history, what shall never become history is you. Natvevaham jatunasam, natvam ne me janadipaha, nachaivana bhavishyamaha, sarve vayamatah param. There is never a time when you are not, I was not, these warriors who are not, kings who are not. There shall never be a time when you shall not be, I shall not be, these people shall not be. We were, are, shall be. Nitya sarvagata sthano achaloyam sanan. You are eternally resplendent, the celebrity, and everybody is that. You shall not sit down one day to say, when I was a child, I was very bright. When I was passed up, I became a top CEO or became a president. When I was young. You understand what I am talking, sir? One day every achievement of yours will be a memory, every failure of ours also will be a memory. But who you are shall never be a memory, eternally. Immortal, all bliss, happiness, fulfillment, and all knowledge. Or as I say, I knew this much of history, I knew this much of physics, I knew. So these relative things have completely overtaken. And with those donkeys, if you have to argue, see, that is not enough, you should be punished. Secular Pandits or the religious Pandits who hold on to a particular standpoint, a particular book, a particular description as the ultimate. This is the language, no other language. This is the God, no other God. This is the book, no other book. What are you talking? Every book is same. Every word, every thought, everything is absolutely wonderful. In and through, everything is existing. Don't say this is the only truth. You say there is only truth. The truth never feels that. Four people, they went to a wise man and said, what is the truth? What is the ultimate? What is this God? Who is this God? Whether form or formless or this or that, devotion, knowledge, penance, austerity. Which one is better? Which one is good? You can go on adding any nonsense you like. The wise man simply said beautifully. You can give that example, any type of example. 22 people fighting over the ball. We will give that. Does the ball join the fight? Two tennis fellows fighting over the track, padang, you know the, just for fun, you know the Hindi word for tennis? What is the Hindi word for tennis? There is no word. Why? Because tennis was not created here. So they discovered a word. What is that discovered word? आसमान के नीचे, जमीन के ऊपर, दे पटापट ले पटापट. Easy translation of tennis. आसमान के नीचे, this was our college day joke. आसमान के नीचे, जमीन के ऊपर, under the sky, above the ground, ले पटापट, दे पटापट, you tick tick, I tick tick. What is the word for signal? Oh, here the signal is dropping. Let's go. What is signal? What is Hindi in signal? Tamil in signal. The signal has gone into every language. Signal. No, Hindi translation is Uthat padat avat javat patha pradarshaka lavha shalaka. The iron rod which goes up and down when the train comes and goes. Udat padat avat javat patha pradarshak. It gives you the direction whether to go or not to go. A very simple name, no? Now for you to say that this is the only thing, one which defies every word, people, 22 players fighting over the ball. The ball doesn't join the fight. Dogs fighting over the carcass. The lions fighting over the carcass. The carcass doesn't join the fight. Dogs fight over the bone. The bone doesn't join the fight. Religious believers, secular pundits fight over the truth. Truth doesn't join the fight. Inside you, you are fighting over the roles. You know yourself, fighting with whom? Who is there to fight? Jnana. Knowledge is not what is seen, heard, tasted, touched, smelled. This is that which is asabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam, agandham. Asabdam, asparsham, arupam, agandham, tatharasam, nityam, agandham, chete. Asabdam, asparsham, arupam, abbayam, tatharasam, nityam, agandham, chete. Anadi anantam, mahata, param, dhruvam, nichaya tat, mrityu mukhat, pramuchyate. It's not a sound to be heard, not a touch to be touched, not a taste to be tasted, not a smell to be smelled. Anadi anantam, beginningless, endless, in and through everything. Tannichaya nischayana gyantva, knowing that by which everything is known, you transcend every type of change and death. Transcendent means you are inherent also. Like the water transcends the waves as well as inherent. Transcendent means also inherent. Don't fight over this word, transcendent, inherent. This is at once transcendent, at once inherent in and through everything. That is the knowledge absolute. All that you hear is words. The meaning is absolute. All that you see is formless. What is intended is absolute. That in whose presence you see, hear, taste, touch, smell. Understand that. Close your eyes. So the three fundamental urges of human being: to be alive and alive forever, to be happy and happy forever, and knowing which everything is as well known. Like the silence as the content of every word, space is content of every form, self the awareness, content of every thoughts, we call it as knowledge, emotion, relative knowledge, ignorance, always the same. So you can't say, I don't know myself. No. You are always the self. The I thought says, I know, I don't know. Both are projections. Knowing, not knowing. Seeing, not seeing. Are known in the presence of the absolute knowledge, consciousness, Chetana, Chaitanya Atma, Shiva Sutras. Thank you, friends.